attention to skills, but they're people, for example, that have never been to like a higher institution. They do not have a university degree, but they have acquired skills and they have technical experiences that industries are now prioritizing over one's academic or university certificates. And we're seeing that happen, across many different industries. The tech industry is one, that we can immediately find examples. Skills over degrees, just to buttress what I shared earlier on, you have tech giants like Google, IBM, and Apple, and even some consulting firms, some of the big fives, are also focusing on skill sets and real world expertise and experiences rather than formal qualifications. And finally, when we look at the global trends as well, one last one that I thought was important to also share and acknowledge is the aging population in the global north. And with older adults projected to make up over 25% of the population by 2050. And I think it's very interesting, to just sort of see these trends and be aware of it and imagine, the opportunity that it brings for us as a continent. And so when you look at the data and you think about Africa today, Africa has the youngest population in the world, with 70% of sub-Saharan Africa under the age of 30. What that means is that we have the most energetic and youthful, energy, like to really impact from labor force to workforce. To think about it, like literally we should be the hub for tapping into talent for the entire globe and the entire world. And that is what, this means for the continent. So the opportunities for Africa is that we can be the driver of economic growth if given the opportunity to innovate and participate in decision making. I mean, and not so much given the opportunity, but if we take and seize the opportunity to innovate and participate in this current opportunity that we have open to us. Africa's young population can be a source of creativity and innovation, which can lead to new solutions, to whether the local and global challenges that we have around us. Africa's young people can help drive digital transformation. We can definitely tap and leverage into our youthful exuberance and population to drive the digital change that we're currently experiencing. Africa leads in mobile penetration. 44% of the population uses mobile internet. And the creative industries, fashion, film, music, digital media, have the potential to drive economic growth. I'm not sure what the data is. I haven't captured it here, but I was at some event where the data on how much, from like social media, influencers, content creators, to like, the music artists on the continent, to Afrobeats and to the fashion. And when they were distilling the data, it has so much potential to really drive our economic growth. And so those are some of the opportunities that we have as a result of our bulging and growing population. But as we think about this, population growth, it can either be a curse or a blessing. But let's even just explore where we currently are when we think about the state of our education, the state of our human capital that we currently have on our continent. Only 60% complete primary school. 98 million children are out of school in sub-Saharan Africa. It's the largest across the world. We have the largest on the continent. 9 in 10 children in sub-Saharan Africa cannot read a simple sentence by age 10. And this data comes from the World Bank. 89% of primary schools lack access to electricity. Sub-Saharan Africa needs an additional 17 million teachers to achieve universal primary and secondary education by 2030. Government in sub-Saharan Africa allocates 16% of their budgets to education, below the recommended 20%. Africa contributes less than 1% to the global education aid, and this was data from the Global Partnership Education for Education. Now let's understand the educational landscape when we look at the rankings globally and we look at global assessments and how Africa has been placed. So for our Human Capital Index, Sub-Saharan Africa scores 0.4 on a scale of 0 to 1, meaning that children are expected to be only 40% as productive as they could be with complete education and full health. Learning poverty, 87% of children in sub-Saharan Africa cannot read and understand a simple text by age 10, just like I mentioned earlier. African countries represent 15 of the lowest 20 globally in terms of access to education and quality of learning outcomes. PISA rankings by the OECD and participation of African countries in PISA assessments remains low, with many countries scoring below global averages in reading, mathematics, and science. In the Global Competitiveness Index, Africa scores poorly in the skills category, ranking low in areas such as critical thinking, digital literacy, and workforce readiness. And, this data just shows to us that we are not in a place as it is to really leverage and tap into our youthful growth and the population, the bulging population that we have. And so what is it really going to take to change the trajectory of the direction where we are at, but also to change the trajectory of the children in Africa? And a lot of times I like to say that, there's not a single solution to getting on the path to get into a place where we have transformative education systems across the entire continent. But the only way really is to think about the solution requiring collective leadership, requiring building partnership, collaborating among different multiple stakeholders, and working alongside local communities to develop local solutions to the challenges within our own education system. And these challenges, these are some of it just, flashed on the screen, but they're immense. There's several things that needs to happen. For example, there needs to be investment in school and communities, basic infrastructure, whether for the students to learning, teacher housing, building of classrooms, investment in early childhood education, increased government investment in education, curriculum alignment, family support, focus on girls' education, digital transformation, investing in technology, providing books and resources to teachers, focusing on core primary instruction, English, math, science, training of teachers, hiring of teachers, in-service teacher training and leadership development, healthcare and nutrition. The list goes on and on. But the core of all of these ideas or all of these interventions and solutions remains that it has to be done collectively. It cannot be, if we really want to get to lasting change, if we want to get to a path where all our children are being educated, we have to collaborate. So very similar to what I just shared earlier on, increased investment, focus on skills development, scale up existing innovations, investment in foundational learning. But then at the core of it, collaboration is non-negotiable. Government, private sector, and communities must work together for sustainable educational ecosystem to change. So it's not all gloom and doom. So some of the bright spots on the continent, and just to share, because there's some things happening already. There's solutions, in East Africa, in West Africa, in Southern Africa that we're seeing. EdTech platforms, for example, like Ubongo, Schoollinker, Eneza Education, Mshule, have all launched, and they've provided unique solutions to the challenges that are peculiar to us. There are low-cost private schools and organizations that exist that are providing technology-enabled education to kids who live in underserved communities. We're seeing alternative learning pathways. There's Kepler, there's ALU, there's Ashesi University, who are focusing on online learning, ethical leadership, and job market readiness in their different institutions. There's teacher training and capacity development innovations, Teach for All, for example, that we're seeing emerge across the continent, who are recruiting and training teachers to address the teacher shortage issue, but also to build systems leadership. We have solutions like School in a Box that is happening with UNICEF, Koi Kits, where portable kits and digital tools are being provided for remote and underserved schools and communities. We have financing models that we're seeing Fundi, EduFinance, where loans are being provided to students and to schools for access and improvement. We're seeing non-traditional models, the Aquila Institute, Moringa School, where they're providing career-focused programs in technology, in hospitality, and in coding. And we're also seeing how renewable energy in Rwanda, for example, is being used in some schools where solar-powered schools are enabling digital learning and also providing extended hours for learning in rural communities. And so we're seeing a lot of these bright spots, and there are many more. And so again, just back to the point that I made earlier on, is that we're not short of solutions. We're not short of ideas. We're not short of things that are already happening. But to really transform the system, we need collective leadership. We need to work together. We need many people who are pioneering many solutions and working together at all levels, whether in schools, with teachers, in government, with parents, in communities. We need this leadership, this type of leadership, to be collaborative and one that would inspire others to act and lead. We need to see that these leaders are rooted in the local context, because one of the things that would not work for a sustainable ecosystem for a continent is to cut and paste something that is happening in the global north, or and just bring and plug in, because that's not going to work. But we need to adapt to our local realities, of course, and we need to remain inspired by what is happening around us and what is happening globally. And that sort of brings me to the end of my presentation and my address, is that we're not short of solutions. What we need to do is to figure out a way to scale the bright spots, the solutions that we're already seeing, and iterate and adapt as we go across the continent to really strengthen the partnership. And that's why I'm very impressed and proud of a platform like Emerald Edu, bringing together diverse stakeholders to really think about how to collaborate, how to work together to ensure that we can scale some of the things that are already happening, or create solutions to some of the challenges that we don't currently have solutions to. And really, the only way that we're going to get to lasting transformative education on our continent will be to work collectively so that we can reshape our education landscape for the future generation. Thank you so very much. And I do hope that this address will spark ideas and elicit the discussion and the kinds of conversations that need to happen, towards fostering the type of education that we want for our continent. On that note, I'd like to say a very big thank you. And again, happy International Education Day to you all. Thank you. And please, let's stay connected. My handles on social media is projected on the screen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Over to you, Evans.
Thank you so much, Fulawe. We are so grateful for this insightful information given unto us. And I love the fact that in conclusion, you said collectively we can reshape the education landscape for future generation. It means we all have a lot to do in order to help our current generation towards the future. Right. We are so grateful, Ms. Fulawe, for this wonderful presentation given unto us. I'm sure we have educators around, we have school leaders, we have ministerial organizational heads around here, and I'm sure they are taking note of every information that you've made known to us. Africa, we need to wake up and do the best. All right, so we'll invite Grace to introduce us to the next program. That is going to be the breakout session. So Grace, can you take over now?
Good evening, Evans. Now, I'm sorry, I'm having to switch to my personal account. Really sorry, I'm having issues with my network, but we are just about to go to the breakout sessions. And allow me to just give a brief about our breakout sessions. Now, this is part of our transformative envisionment of this summit, where one of the things we are designing is to have a provided tailored insights and practical strategies plus actionable knowledge for different stakeholders in the education. Now, we know that in this call, we have educators, we have school owners, we have ministry officials, we have education institution as well that are here. And now the breakout sessions that we are just about to go, they will focus on equipping each and every participant with the digital skills and the tools necessary to thrive in today's rapidly evolving education landscape. So now with each session, is going to be facilitated by leading experts and also thought leaders who not only bring on a wealth of experience, but also a commitment towards driving impactful change. So now here's what, just a brief of what you can expect. The first session, we are going to be having empowering teachers with digital skills for today's education. Now, this one is going to be led by one, sorry, once again, having issues with my network technology. And I hope for the facilitators who are going to be there, you'll also help us understand how we can be able to, one, work with technology when it's also failing us. So when the first facilitator comes from the 1 million teachers here in Kenya, we have one Mr. Sisa Nyokundi, who's going to be representing Madam Harriet from 1 million teachers in Kenya. Now, this session is going to be dedicated towards equipping educators with the tools and strategies to integrate digital technology into our classrooms effectively while fostering student engagement and learning outcomes. We know how much we have to focus on engagement plus the learning outcomes. The second one is going to be empowering school leaders and owners that we are going to be facilitated by Professor Minor. He is going digital solution for strategic management, data-driven decision-making, and enhanced organizational effectiveness. The third session, or the third facilitator, is one that is going to be dealt by Dr. Christine. Now, Dr. Christine is going to help us look at the different ways in which administrational management and educational management, especially in this digital era, and how as school owners or as educational organizations, we can be able to tap in and take advantage of this. And then the last one is one that is going to be focused on ministries and parastatals, that is going to be chaired or facilitated by Mr. Ashrik Don from South Africa. So now, Mr. Evans, kindly, as we are having our different participants go breakout session, I'd ask you to just give me 2 minutes so that the breakout sessions can be live in 2 minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Grace, for giving us this information, and then we'll wait patiently as you prepare us to go to our various groups. So when you are ready, let me know. Meanwhile, we have few comments from participants. Let me see if I can read a few of them. I can see gallant greetings by distinguished honorables, great minds and like minds. Dr. Nyekachi, hail from Nigeria. Have another one from Michael M. Kuoko, formerly a secondary school teacher of English and literature, is an assistant director of education in the Ministry of Education, Kenya, and a passionate educationist, and extend his regards to all of us. And that person says that I will appreciate if the organizers will provide the slides to attendees in anticipation. We'll see what we can do about that as well. All right, so we are getting ready with our breakup sessions, and very soon we will find ourselves in a particular group where we'll have in-depth knowledge about technology, digitization, and all others that we need to learn today. So we have teachers group, we have school leaders, educational institution, ministry agency, and parastatals. Sorry for that.
So the rooms are open. Kindly just join in the group that you belong to. We have the 4 groups, and the facilitators are already assigned to the groups. Kindly.
Hello.
Did we come back to the main room, or this is a breakout room?
No, we need to
Actually,
move to our various breakup sessions. I'm sure you saw the links that gave you the sections to join. It has been put into headings.
I joined and then I was brought back here.
Oh,
same here. I was also in the breakout, and I
Grace, can you help us open
posted back in.
up the group again? It was given only 1 minute, but if you can open it up again for us to enter, we'll be very grateful. Grace.
Grace, there? Grace, are you there? I think the thing has a lot of. Please, can you put up the breakout room again so that people can go? Please put it up again.
Yes,
We
that's
have a
what
lot
I'm
of people here.
working on. Again,
Breakout room. Grace, can you hear us?
yes, I can hear you. Sorry, like I'm trying my best. My network is really failing me. But then let's see. Kindly can you advise if you see the breakout rooms and you're able to join them? Just confirm.
The breakout is not here again. Maybe you start it again so that we can.
Yeah, so you have to restart it again and try to set it up to at least 2 or 3 minutes for members to join. It comes with only 1 minute, which I'm sure is not enough time to.
2, 3, 4 minutes.
Sure.
And if possible, kindly give the
it's back
topics
again,
of
please.
discussion.
It's back again, so please try and join.
Yeah, there is something wrong with the rooms because they are closing and bringing us back to the main group. Can we be assisted, please?
Settings. Maybe you need to go back to the settings and say if you want the rooms to take 20 minutes, you have to set 20 minutes. If you leave it like that, it will be setting 1 minute.
Okay.
What must we do? You say we must do what?
My apologies. My apologies. My network is really messing me up. So my screen at the moment is hanging and I'm using my phone. So I'll request Evans, if you're able to, kindly just help me because as we speak, my screen is frozen. Again, the challenges of technology. So I really hope when we go to the breakout rooms, the facilitators would help us answer this question when you're having students and technology is not behaving as it should.
Hello, please. I don't know how to join the breakout room.
Don't worry, we are trying to do a resetting.
Okay.
Please, have you seen the notification?
Kindly advise. Yes, I can see now the notifications are on. Kindly. If it doesn't, then
Please, I can't see it. It's not on my own.
Yeah, evening. I'm just checking something. Who is on the group of ministries and parastatals? Who is leading that side?
that is
Because there is
Mr.
no one.
Ashrik Don.
He is not there.
I can see the teachers group is already there. The school owners and leaders is already active. Educational organization, I can see there is one person there.
I need to go there. How do I get there?
Christine. Let me, if I can assign.
Yeah, madam, on ministries and parastatals, the group members are there, but the leader was not there.
Oh, I can see he's online. Let me just try and reach out to him.
Please.
I'm in the session here. I was kicked out of that room and I can't get back in.
Oh, let me try and see if I can rejoin you, Mr. Ashrik. My apologies about that. Kindly confirm, Mr. Ashrik, if you've seen
Yes.
the connection.
I see it now.
Okay. Thank you. So I see 21 people in the teachers group, 14 people in the school leaders, 2 people in the educational organization, well, 1 now. The ministries, I can see Ashrik, you're there, kindly. We can continue. The rest, I'm still waiting. Dr. Christine, kindly advise as
Yeah, maybe you can just take me to the room that you want me to go.
I've assigned you to the room. Kindly confirm you can see that. It's still saying you've not joined. Kindly participants, join the different rooms that are there. I see we still have some 45 that are yet to.
How do I join the group? I still don't know how to join the group.
Yeah, very soon it will pop up on your screen. Then you will click the very group that you want. You see the leader, the headings comes with teachers, school leaders, educational organizations, ministries, and parastatals. So you choose the one that you want to join, then you click to it. Facilitators will claim your indulgence to be in your various sections, and possibly you can start whilst we work out to make sure the rest of the participants gets to their various groups.
If you're still having a problem, just put in the chat where you want. I'm still assigning those ones who have not been able to join. At the moment, I'm on.
Miss Grace, can we? Yeah. I was able to check through the people in ministries and then of course the education organizations. They have not started. There are people in the education organization. Dr. Christine, kindly go there now. Dr. Christine, please can we call on Dr. Christine to go to the sections for the education organization. There are people there waiting for her. Please kindly notify her. Also, those, if you are working in the ministry, education ministries, agencies or parastatals, or you are a policy maker, you have to go to the 4th one, which is we have 4 goals. Maybe we should restate it again. The teachers, they are just teachers, classroom teachers, whether private or public. Number 2 is school leaders, whether you are a principal, vice principal, admin, manager, and so on. You're an HOD and the likes, to leaders. And if you are a school owner, again, to leaders too. And then if you are education organization, if you own an NGO, if you own an NGO, you are a development group, or you own an education organization like Emerald. If you own an education organization, go to the education organization. And if you are working in the ministry, education ministries, federal or state, parastatals, education agencies, and go to agencies. Dr. Actually Don, please go to that of the ministries. And then Dr. Christine, please go to education organizations. We do not have time, so everybody can participate.
I still have 29 unassigned. So if you're having an issue, kindly just put it in the chat which group you'd like to belong to. I've managed to just assign those ones who have been having issues. Kindly. Sunday, I've just seen your message. Let me put you to the group. Thank you.
Let me also add by saying that if you've not seen the notification button down your laptop or probably your phone, you will see a symbol, 4 boxes that looks like a Windows symbol. You click on it, it will pop up the notification for you to join the section that you are supposed to belong to or you want to learn from. So maybe you can help us do that whilst Grace is assigning individuals to the various sections.
I still have 18 people who are yet to join. This is a call to Abraham, Adejoke, Audrey, Benedicta, Caroline, Devon, Dr. Dufeso, Esther Boy, Faith Boy, Frida Courier, Dr. Virginia, Johnson Da, Leticia, Pombani, Jean-Paul, Phoebe, Slavia, and Susanna. Kindly, if you're not able to see the breakout rooms, just send me a text or send a chat and we are going to join you into the group.
Ms. Grace, I hope everybody has been assigned to a group.
Not yet. We
Uh,
still have 19 people not assigned.
I don't know if they know. I think some of them might not know they are supposed to be there. So please let's keep announcing that we are doing currently because we have new people joining that are new. They are just joining fresh from the start. They don't know what is going on. Please continue. Let's continue to announce it so that let's also continue to announce assign them to the platform. Grace, you can do the so that
Okay, so
I'm getting
please.
I'm getting
please
reported that the session have started. So they are sending pictures. We are getting pictures. So please assign them and let them go.
All right. We are still so people are still asking how would they get to assigned. Please, if you're using laptop, I don't know whether you're using laptop or phone, but if it's laptop, you see a breakout room symbol. It's 4 squares. That looks like a symbol of Windows. You click on that, and then it will give you the 4 different sections, which has been titled Teachers. You see teachers, you see school leaders and owners, you see educational organization, then you see ministries and parastatals, then you join which one, or you go to which one you want to join. Then you'll be able to get into any of the groups. And currently, the sessions are ongoing. So if you can do that for us, we'll be very glad. Okay. Now the number keeps on reducing, meaning that people are getting into it. So go down there, you see the buttons, and then you see breakout rooms. You click on it, it will lead you to any of the rooms you want to join.
Okay, that's good. Also, I got the information that the room is already filled up. Some persons are sending messages across that they can't get through Zoom. Please, let's encourage them to join the social media platforms. There is a Twitter live sessions going on. There's also an Instagram live session, and there is a YouTube live session. Please, maybe if you have your people that are not able to join in, please tell them to join. We are live on YouTube currently. Tell them to join on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram or join the Twitter live chat. There is space there. I observed that the whole place is filled up already.
All right. We'll do that. So please, if you can do that for us, we'll be very grateful. If the rooms are full and you cannot enter, we'll try and then work on this, God willing, on our next meeting, that's tomorrow. So you can join on YouTube. You can also join on Instagram Live, Facebook Live, and there you will see the various sections, and the one that you want to participate in, you can join that as well.
Grace, is Dr. Mr. Evans there? Is Mr. Evans there?
I think he should be, or he's in the breakout rooms, if I'm not wrong.
He's also in breakout room.
I think so, yes.
Okay. I think the breakout room will be in the next 10 minutes. Am I right?
Well, yes, in about 7:35, I think we should be winding up.
Okay. Please, for those that are just joining, the room is silent like this because everybody is in the breakout room. So if you are not in breakout room, you are missing a lot. There is a lot going on in the breakout rooms. We have rooms for teachers. Anchored by Dr. Harriet, the Kenya coordinator for 1 million teachers. We have a breakout room for school owners and leaders, anchored by Professor Maina Gioko. We have a breakout room for education organizations, NGOs, and so on. The session is facilitated by Dr. Christine Onwili. And then we have breakout session for those in the ministries, policymakers, education lawmakers, those in the ministry, parastatals, and education agencies. We have Dr. Atridon handling that session. So please, if you are not yet to join a breakout session, kindly do so. Join a breakout session. You can request for a particular breakout session that you want to join. You will be assigned to that breakout session. Thank you.
Okay.
Well, welcome back. I'm hoping the breakout sessions were an inspiration. I am looking forward to hearing what we have discussed, what we have learned. Before I give our facilitators, maybe we can have a representative from each of the 4 rooms. One of the participants who can tell us their key takeaway before we invite the facilitators to just close it out for us in 2 minutes, kindly.
A hand is up from Foster Nyako. Can we take your input?
All right, thank you so much, Evans. I was in the school leadership session, and I think I must commend Prof. It was very insightful. Yes, we basically looked at how school leaders can leverage on the use of AI to promote, quality teaching and learning in school. So among other things, the key take home for us was that, technology has come to stay. And as school leaders, we must be abreast with the current technology. So like as in Prof's concluding statement, it says the head has to be fresh. So as a school leader, you have fresh ideas that can move your teachers in this current digital age. So we explored various tools that can help us as school leaders to help move our teachers and staff and get the best out of them. So it was very insightful in that room. Thank you so much.
Right, thank you so much, Foster. Any other person? Okay, Adiboye, your hand is up. Can you also share with us what you've learned today?
All right, thank you. Good evening. My name is Benga from Nigeria. I want to say that I really learned a lot, and the most important that I learned is the problem we look into that Prof tried to share with us and ask us of our solution or what can be the solution to the problem of that school, which many learners, many participants were able to say different thing, which was very insightful and is a thing for someone to pick from it too. So it was a very good time with Prof. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Can we take another one from Parisha?
Hello, Pariksha Lalman from South Africa. I was in the educational leadership team with Professor, and the key takeaways were about how we could use AI-based tools to support educational leadership for various ways, for content creation, for task management, for collaboration purposes, for assessment, for communication. And also another important factor was brought in where we need to ensure that to use all these tools, we also need to ensure that our staff members are all capacitated on how to use these tools as well. Thank you.
Thank you, Parisha. And before we move on, let me take this comment from Eunice. Says it was very engaging session. Kudos. And then from Esther says, wow, it was really nice sharing ideas and challenges faced in different countries. Can we take from Nancy?
Yes, good evening. I'm Nancy. Our session was on the chat room on with teachers. I felt my takeaway was I think the teachers are feeling that they can do more because they're having various challenges, and I think they were pointing out to the authorities, that is to the policymakers, to the government, to the heads of school, that maybe we don't have electricity. We don't have electricity that is for us to embrace the AI, the learning online. We don't have, you know, I mean, I think the teachers were we were more of giving challenges that are affecting us on achieving the Vision 2030. So it was more of a pick my brain. Yeah, it was more of a pick my brain. So we got to know, to learn the challenges that are in Kenya, that are in South Africa, that are in, I think there was one, I think the only positive one was from Sri Lanka, whereby they said they normally use cell phones in school. So yeah, that was my tip. Yeah.
All right, that's great. Can we get someone from, I mean, a group called, that is the ministries group? Can we get someone to also share with us from the ministry group? And then educational organization also?
Okay, this Ayo Johnson from Nigeria. That's I was in the ministry and the parastatals, and the coordinator, the professor really, help us to see the linkage between the private and the government sectors, how the challenges that are there when the government provide gadget to the schools. There's need. The government needs to look at the expansion of those gadgets, in that area and be able to support. There should be a collaboration, also how to train and to retain teachers in order to also be able to maintain the skill acquisition and be able to impart the learners and be able to carry each other's, there should be a synergy, between all the sectors so that the technology can be able to sustain and move higher. Thanks.
All right, thank you so much, Johnson, from the ministries and parastatals. Can we pick another one from educational organizations? Those who are with Dr. Christine. Benedicta, your hand is up. Can you share with us?
Yes, thank you. Good evening. I'm speaking from Nigeria, and I was with a teachers group. So
okay.
Most of the things we discussed has to do with the realization of Vision 2030. That is the application of technology to teaching and learning in all spheres. And the basic takeaway there is the fact that somebody seemed to agree that the vision is already with us, it's already happening. And I want to pitch my tent with such a person who says so, because many schools now adopt technology for teaching. But the problem we have is that most schools, most teachers in public schools seem to be docile. But the private schools are winning the war because it's as if their employment or their job is tested if it is not aligned with that. But in public schools, I believe they're just docile. So I believe we in the group agree that more training and consistent training of teachers, we must bring the importance of AI to them, because when they do not know the importance of those things, they seem to be abused or overlooked. But when they know the importance of these things, they will be able to apply it to schools, because the importance of AI is so enormous. But here in Nigeria, I'm even surprised that most times we are encouraged to use AI. But when you use it, they seem to charge you for plagiarism and all that, when actually we're encouraged to use it. And so teachers need to be taught that AI is not to replace them. AI in research is just to give you the ideas. You have to beef it up. And if they know how to use it and give it to the students, we just go to AI wants to put anything in it, wants to do the right prompting, it will give you what you want completely. And that is what these children are just ahead of the teachers, because the teachers are lagging behind. But the teachers need to also be abreast to stand up to the challenges of the time we are in. We can't shy away from it. It has come today to stay. And I want to agree that that vision is already with us. We just need to up our skills and move on.
Thank you very much, Benedicta, and I'm so much grateful to hear your input. And it's so good and very, very important, because whether we like it or not, this has really come to stay. But sometimes we teachers, parents, we should understand that these current children that we are teaching, they are what do you call it? They are the generation that were born into this technology. So whether we like it or not, they will surely use it. And so we have to be up and coming and then help ourselves to be at par with them so we can train them and give them the best. Right. Okay, Grace, can you take over?
Mr. Evans, before we move over, please, I noticed that we did not allow those in ministries to talk. Or one of the persons did not talk. I think we should be able to hear from them too.
Right. I think I did mention that, but I didn't see any hand up. But I'll be very grateful.
Tefa's hand was up.
Oh, okay. Please, can you share with us what you learned from the group education organizations?
Yeah. Good evening. Yeah, Sifa from Ghana. I was in the group called, that's a education organization. Yeah. What I've learned is also about the AI, where as teachers, we must also know and then be abreast of the times in which we are now. And then likewise, we can also make the students, because the students know what they are doing. So it shouldn't be that only we teach the students in school, but why is they at home? They're on vacation. What about they are? We can give them assignments and make the assignment more practical. So we'll align it with what they've learned on the AI with what the curriculum say in the classroom. When you only allow the students to learn whatever AI says, then it's just like they are doing plagiarism. So you must break it down so that they will bring it into their own way, into their own understanding, so that they will make it more practical in their classroom setting. So that is my takeaway from my section.
Thank you, Cephas, for that information. Yes, it's true. During their vacations, we can make use of technology and still be contacting them. We can teach them during vacation. We can teach them after school. Now, classroom is no longer that school building. It can be everywhere. With the use of technology, we can reach as many as we can. Anybody to give us additional information from the education organization? Whilst we are doing that, I'll also be glad if we can turn on our videos so we can take pictures alongside with the program. So we'll be very grateful if you turn on your videos and then we'll do that. Thank you so much for doing this for us.
Hello?
Good evening, everybody.
Grace, can you take over and then continue for us as we take our partners and then look at the sponsors who have supported us with this program?
Yes, I'm glad that we had a very engaging session. A big thank you to all our facilitators. I'm pretty sure each and every one of us has learned something depending on each of the groups that we were in. Now, as we are coming to the next session, allow me to recognize allow me to recognize some of our partners, but we have a panel discussion where we are going to engage a few key leaders and thought leaders as well. Panel sessions that we are having. We are having a panel discussion where the focus will be on preserving human agency in the world of education. And we also have another panel that is going to be looking at the future of education. How can we leverage on technology for effective, sustainable, and transformative learning experience? I am really hoping that this summit is really not only engaging you, but you're getting to learn something that you can apply even as you go to your various workstations tomorrow. Now, allow me to recognize some of our partners who have made summit. I'm going to call upon school board who are going to talk about what it is they do. We are going to give them at least 5 minutes so that they can talk about it. We have IIU, we have the African Report File, we have AI Teacher. I know Gase is here as well. Edu Times, the Western Nigerian Publica newspaper, the PUK. I'm going to come and give the full abbreviations for this, but right now I'm just mentioning them as we prepare to listen from school board. I'm hoping that the representative is here and they're ready. We have SAPAR and we have Spark Learning. When school board finishes, we are going to have CIEPUK just giving us a brief for 2 minutes, and then we will go to our panel discussion. I don't know if school board is
Yes, we're ready. I'm ready. Thank you very much. Please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I have permission to just share my screen so I can share the small presentation slide that event.
Sure, you can do that, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good day to everyone from different locations. My name is Abib. I'm the head of business for Zenclos Nigeria. So what we do at Zenclos, we focus on developing softwares for different entities, and one of the softwares we've developed is called School Board. So I've listened to our conversation since, and it's a beautiful thing that we are looking at shifting the scope of education, especially in Africa, to the digital space, whereby we digitalize this whole process, because the analog thing is no more working and is not as efficient as it used to be. But now everybody is now tending to focus on the digital space. So just permit me to just introduce you to the empowering education, effective digital transformation and strategies for schools. Before I just go to what we do. So digital transformation in education involve integrating technology into all areas of teaching and learning. It's not just about adopting new tools or doing something new, but it's also about rethinking the educational process and also educational process and practices to improve engagement and the outcome of the students, because those are the end products. Everything we want to do, we want it to actually impact on the students, and we want it to take them to like the next stage. Also, the key strategies for this implementation is just a successful digital transformation requires a clear vision and a strategic planning. Schools should focus on professional development for their teachers and invest in reliable infrastructure and create a supportive culture that encourage innovation and risk-taking. Everything we're doing it on a risk basis because we are not sure. Some of us are sure that everything we're doing is going to succeed, but at the end of the day, it's just us taking risks, because until we do it before we know the end product. Also, to engage students with technology, to empower students, schools should utilize interactive and personalized learning tools, incorporating gamification, online resources, and also collaborative platform, and significant enhance student motivation and achieved in the digital stage. Also, at the end of the day, if we do this digitalization, we want to measure it, and this is where school board comes into play. So school board is the school management system that helps schools automate their process from taking of attendance to doing online exam, to having access to online useful instructional materials that can help improve the student, to also taking your student coding and robotics, to help develop them into the tech space. School board actually offers those services for you at just your fingertip. All you just need to do is just to come on board to school board by just we profile you by getting the name of your school, the name of your student, the name of your instructors, and we profile you on our platform. And once we onboard you, we give you your login credentials, and voila, you're good to go. On the school board platform, we have 4 different modules or portals. We have the admin portal, which is like the overseer. Everything that goes on in the school, the admin needs to know. So the admin portal is like the overseer. Everything passes through the admin. If the admin does not approve, the parents or the student do have access to it. Also, we have the teachers portal, or we call it the instructor portal, whereby this is where the teachers can have access to the 4 walls of the classroom, but it's virtual, whereby teachers can upload subject notes for students, and students, once they get to, they can go there and still have access to the subject note, have access to the subject syllabus. Teachers can give assignments on this platform, and it will be marked, it will be graded, and the students will be able to see their results instantly. Also, teachers will be able to do CBT exam and also test online. It will be graded, and students will be able to see it also automatically, and forums and discussion. This is just to effect communication, because the age we are now is digital age, and for us to implement knowledge to the students, we need to use also this digital technology. I'll say in Nigeria, if we want to classify how digitalized we are in terms of school, I'll say we are getting there. I'll say we are up to 50% in terms of digitalization, but there are still some blockers we need to eradicate. And one of those blockers are the teachers. Sometimes we need to, the teachers need to have open mind about this digitalization, because there's, I could listen to one of the speakers saying that there are some fears that the teachers are feeling that this AI or something will come and replace them. It's not possible. It's not possible, even because even with the help of AI, some of us even still use it in the wrong way. AI is just meant to guide us, to just give us a guideline of what we want to do. So that's why I'll see some people, they want to make use of AI. They will just go there, they will just go and type what they want, and it brings it out for you. No, it's not done that way. You need to put in your own concept into any AI tool you want to use. Then the AI will generate it based on what you've given it, because he has a lot of prompts he's working with. But because you've given him your own ideology, then it will generate something for you based on your own ideology. But if you just put it on a general note there that you just want to get what is digitalization, it will just give you something that it has been generated for someone, it has been generated for another person. But if you infuse your own ideology into it, it makes you unique. It makes your work very, very easy to do, and it distinguishes you from your contemporary. So with the help of this, the teachers should just have that at the back of their mind. No, AI is not coming to replace you, but AI is coming, or is here to take your job to the next step. There are some things that I'll see some teachers they are struggling to do. They want to do this, they want to do that, but because they are not open-minded to this technology, whereby they can just go online, they can just go and research about it, and the result is there. There's nothing we want to research for that the result is not Google. So the results are already there for us. It's just for us to have an open mind about it, to research on this thing. But with the help of school boards, all these things are at our fingertips. So I know if anybody is interested or you want to know more about school board, please feel free to reach out to me, or you can chat me up. And these also my contact details. You can just reach out to me, then we can take it up from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We can't see your screen. We can't see your screen.
Oh, really?
Can you call out your number?
Okay, my number is my number is +234 913 200 209. Let's see if we can share.
You can put it on the chat box. Why not put it on the chat box?
Okay, so yes, you can do that for us.
Okay. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you very much.
Mr. Olikan, your hand is up. You have something to share with us.
My hand is, oh, sorry. I think it's a mistake. The presenter, the school board people can just put their number down. I know a lot of people want to reach out to them, so they can reach out to them to digitize their school processes. It's going to be wonderful. Our school board is a very wonderful tool. Grace, please, are there any other partners that are supposed to talk there?
Yes. We have CIEPUK. I don't know if they're in the meeting room.
If there are no, I think we can proceed to the panel. If there are no, so we can be able to run the panel session.
Okay, so now we are just going to go to our panel session, and this time we are going to start with the first panel, where we are looking at the AI. So now the topic we have is we have AI and education. We're looking at how we can preserve human agency in the world of education. Now, this panel is going to be the panel. Let me read out the list of those who are going to be in our panel discussion kindly. One, we have our very own Patricia Ngode. I hope she's in the meeting room. Patricia, are you here with us?
Yes, please, I'm here.
It's a pleasure to have you, my dear. We have Dr. Thank you so much. We have Dr. Rita Aguila. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing it well. Dr. Rita? Hello, Dr. Rita, is she here? And then we have Dr. Siham. I'm really hoping that they're here. Hello, can you hear me? We have two panels. One panel that is on AI and education, that is preserving human agency and the world of education. And we have a second panel that is the future of education, where we look at leveraging technology for effective learning and engagement. So for today, I will apologize. We are going to start with the panel that is going to discuss on leveraging technology. Really sorry, Madam Patricia, where we have Vineta Gag. Is she here? Vineta?
Yes, I'm here.
And then we have Shampa Sen. Shampa? And then Tajuddin Odufeso. And Mr. Lucien Genze. I'm hoping that they are here. If they are here, kindly.
I think they are here. Dr. Lucien is there. Dr. Tajuddin is here. I don't know why they are not responding. Dr. Tajuddin, Dr. Lucien, Shampasen and Vineta Gag. I think they are here.
They are going to be tackling the future of education, how we can leverage technology for effective, sustainable, and transformative learning experience. Now, this panel is going to be moderated by one Sasha. Sasha, are you here?
Excuse me, my panel is on AI in education, preserving human agency. Excuse me. I'm
Yes.
Vinita this side, and
Yes,
my panelist of this panel, AI in education, preserving human agency in the world of education.
Yes, that is the panel that we are having at the moment. That is AI in education, preserving human agency. I'm hoping
Part of this panel.
Sasha is here as well to moderate. Yes. Sasha, are you here to moderate the panel?
That's Chime. It's not okay. I think it's wrong pronunciation of name. It's Chime. Chime Light.
Light.
Chime Light, are you there?
Okay, yes, I am. Good evening, everyone.
We'll have to take a class. Sorry, we'll have to take a class on pronouncing African names. So, Madam Chima, please take over.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you very much. I was wondering who was Shasha. I'm so sorry. So my name is Light. So I think Light is simpler for everybody across Africa to pronounce. Light Chime, and thank you so much for having me on this panel session. I'm also happy to be able to moderate the session and also interact with professionals that are going to be directing us and also advising us. We're going to be learning a lot, just like we've been learning from the beginning. So I talked about the topic. I'm an EdTech coach. I need to say that. And there was something that somebody said in the comment that I think is going to really take us into this session. Yeah, I think it should just be something that we should talk about first. So Apaya Ernest said that, let me just summarize. He said that digital components complement and augment like learning, but he now says that face-to-face has its own value, and we cannot eradicate, no matter how much tech we kind of integrate into learning, we cannot eradicate the value of the face-to-face, of physical contact with the teachers. And I think is a very big point. So that is what takes us to our panel session. The topic is actually AI and education. So we want to talk about AI, talking about artificial intelligence. Can you hear me, please? Okay, artificial intelligence and education. Kindly mute Cephas. Thank you. Okay, so we're not saying that preserving human agency in the world of education. So preserving that human element, human interaction in the world of education. So how do we go about it? So we're going to be having Dr. Tajuddin Odufesa from Nigeria. Thank you so much for joining us. We're also going to be having Dr. Lucien Ingeze. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to murder your name. From Tanzania. We also have Shapan San from UK and Venita Gang from India. I think Palesa Mafong, I don't know if she's around, from South Africa. Those are people that are going to be handling this panel session. Okay, so if Dr. Tajuddin is around, I'm just going to be going with the first questions. So Sarah, I want to ask, because you have a lot of experience working in the education field and also looking at integration of AI. I would want to say that how do you think educators can, balance between using the AI tool, leveraging AI tool, and maintaining that human-centric teaching approach that is meant to prioritize empathy and creativity? Focus on creativity, sir. So Dr. Tajuddin, over to you. How do you think that educators can strike a balance between leveraging AI tool and maintaining the human-centric teaching approaches that really emphasize on creativity? Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Tajuddin.
Dr. Tajuddin, your mic is on.
Your mic.
If you're talking, we can't hear you. Kindly unmute so that we can hear you. I can see that you're online.
His mic and video is on. His mic and video is on.
Okay.
So you can unmute yourself now.
Okay, I guess let's see if we can get Dr. Lucien. Are you available to answer this question? How can educators, how can we teachers, how can we balance leveraging AI tools and maintaining the teaching approaches that really emphasize on creativity? How can we do that? If Dr. Lucien is in panel, can she quickly talk? Or if not, we can have Benita. Vanita Gang, can you answer this question? I think you're live and you can hear me.
Yeah, like when we talk about preserving human agency in AI education, so let me first break down this concept. Like, how can we preserve human agency? So, it really means that it is essential to maintain human control and autonomy in education settings. And we can think of it as ensuring that humans, both students and teachers, they should be the primary drivers of their learning journey, and AI should serve as a sophisticated tool rather than the controlling force. Now, let me take an analogy here. So, if we take an analogy of a compass and a hiker, how compass helps a hiker to navigate, but compass can never make the journey for him. Similarly, AI should only guide and support education while leaving the essential human elements of learning, teaching, and growth in human hands. So, this is what I believe. And how can we achieve this? This is a big question. So, it means like teachers, they should keep human interaction at the center of education, which is very important. They should use AI to augment rather than replace human capabilities, which is really essential. We should ensure, as teachers, I think, which is very important for us to ensure that technology, it serves only educational goals and it should not drive them. And also, it is very important, as you have said, that it is very important that we should maintain space for creativity, discussion, and discovery. And there should be a complete balance between like how we are using AI to help actually human beings, but not to control. It should not control us. So it is very important that we find actually the sweet spot where AI can enhance the educational experience without diminishing, I think, the crucial role of human judgment, creativity, and interpersonal connection, which is very important, and that can only make the education transformative. So I think the human agency is very important, and we should use AI only to augment, not to diminish the human capabilities.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Benita. Thank you so much for answering that. And I really like the fact that you emphasize on the need for educators to use AI to augment, as in, and not allowing AI to control us. I also need to say at this point that there is nobody that is an island of knowledge here. So even when I ask the questions, you're free to use the chat box to give your opinions, to give your answers, to also make your contribution, because this is for every one of us. I don't know if Dr. Tajuddin can hear me now and if he can also answer the question. I really want to take a point from what Benita has said, talking about augment. And the truth is, we hear this word every day. I also work with teachers from time to time, and the question here is actually, how So how can we use AI to augment? Can we give a practical strategy? Can we give practical steps that teachers, so that every one of us can go back to our places of work, our schools on Monday, and be able to say, okay, I took this away from this.
Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. You can continue.
We can hear you. Yes, we can
All
hear you.
right. Sorry for. All right. I'm glad to back. I don't know. Maybe it's because of network. Leveraging AI to enhance education, teaching, and learning management, data management of a student teacher is very, very important. So, am I allowed to answer the first question, or you have asked me another question?
Yes, I'm asking you another question at this point because I think Benita she did justice to the first question, and she mentioned the word
All right.
augment. She mentioned the word augment. So I'm now saying that as teachers, what can you really advise us? As in, how can we really augment the AI to suit our realities? You know, our current state where we are. How can we use it to augment the learning where we find ourselves as teachers? I don't know if you understand the questions now.
You see, yes. I understand what can we do to augment uh, AI in teaching or in doing educational activities to our students, to the community, and to the nation. Let me quickly bring you back to there is one madam, Benedicta Ajibola, that said that in Nigeria or in Africa, that there is only private schools that are using the AI to for teaching and learning. I don't know the state where Benedicta is coming from. I mean, Mr. Ajibola. I'm very sure in Ogun State we have been using technology even in the public schools in Ogun State. There is a platform that Ogun State government have been using to engage learners and also to communicate to teachers where we can find e-notes, we can find an assessment where we can get a lot of questions, a lot of data that can be useful to education in Nigeria. I know Ogun State is part of the state in Nigeria, and we are doing a great job. Now, to augment, we need, first and foremost, we need to continue to educate our educators. You see, the transformation of digitalization to education in the world begin with teachers. So we need to encourage to continue to enlighten the educators that please let us upgrade ourselves. Let us try to move our student to the next level. Of course, our students are already there. They learn ahead of us. But many of our educators today, they are not ready to change. I don't know what is really happening. So the best solution is to continue to educate them, to organize seminars on the usefulness of AI tools or what we can use AI for teaching and learning. I know we have different teaching methods that AI that we can use for to engage our students or and to collect data. So we'll continue to push it and we'll continue to encourage educators to continue using artificial intelligence elements for our education to move forward. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Thank you very much. I like the fact that you're able to talk about what is happening in your state and the positive support that the government is giving education, ensuring that AI is being integrated effectively in the classroom. That is a very good one. I must really applaud the government of your state for that. And so I'm going to be going back to Benita at this point. I hope she's online. And my question is actually just to take away from what Dr. Odufeso has said. And we can now see that you cannot eradicate the importance of the playing maximizing or playing a huge role when technology is being used in the classroom. So I want to ask that, what do you think? What policies, so Vanita, can you hear me? What policies, what frameworks do you think that the government should adopt to preserve human agency while maximizing AI potential in education? So what policies, what framework should the government or even institutions that are in charge of regulations, what do you think they should adopt to preserve human agency while maximizing AI in education? So over to you, Benita. Benita, thank you.
Yes, I'm here. Thank you so much for this question. So I think government agencies and institutions, they, play a very important role, and they should adopt policies and frameworks that prioritize, transparency, and then I can say equity and inclusivity in AI integration within education. So all these 3 points are very important. Only then we'll be able to reach each and every student. And again, these frameworks, they should also, mandate, human oversight in AI driven decision making, so that, educators, they can retain control over critical judgments such as grading, admissions, personalized learning path. And then the AI tools, I think they should undergo regular audits so as to minimize biases and, promote fairness, which is very important. And institutions, they should also invest in teacher training programs so that teachers, they can, effectively leverage AI while maintaining their agency. Again, I'm again, emphasizing on this point that human agency is very important. So, and additionally, I think the policies, they should focus on bridging the digital divide, so that by providing equal access to AI tools, which is also very important. In India, also we have a lot of digital divide. There are rural areas where, children, they do not have devices. So the policies, they should focus on bridging this kind of digital device, especially in underserved region, and they should ensure, it should be ensured that technologies are culturally and linguistically inclusive. So a lot of emphasis is now being played on that everything, like whatever we are teaching, our teaching style should also be culturally and linguistically inclusive. So this should be in technology also. So I think if we, these are the points which I have in my mind that will definitely help us in preserving human agency while maximizing AI's potential to transform education. So this is what, according to me.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you so much, Vanita. Thank you for the point of, using tech to ensure that you're bridging the digital divide. This is very important. And also the fact that tech inclusion is also a big deal that we should also look at. I hope Dr. Tajuddin is also still online, and I would want to ask him a question relating to the AI ethics, because we know that one of the issues that we have is the biases. For instance, ChatGPT just really evolved at this point, but when it started, there were a lot of bias compared to now. So, so what do you think? Has Dr. Tajuddin, over to you at this point. So what ethical concerns when it comes to AI? What AI ethics should educators and be aware of when integrating AI in their classroom? So what ethical concerns should they be aware of when using AI in their classrooms?
All right. Thank you. Thank you again. Yes, I can hear you. Okay. Can I move? Can I go ahead?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. All right. Thank you. As we are advocating for digital literacy, as we are advising our people to begin to use AI elements to engage our students and to run our educational activities in our respective communities, our respective schools, country, continents, and across the world. We must be very careful in the abusing the use of artificial intelligence. We were very happy because of artificial intelligence because we have learned a lot in Nigeria, particularly. We have learned a lot during COVID-19. Majority of our students were being locked in without going to school, without learning. And it was after COVID-19 in Nigeria, particularly, we know the importance of online learnings, the importance of artificial intelligence, the importance of video, the importance of recording, using digital to teach in the classroom. As we continue to say, advocate the usage of artificial intelligence, we educators, governments, parents must be very careful in the use of AI. We must use it in accordance with the standard of our education, the standard of in line with our education. So we should not allow AI to take over everything. We should be the one to drive to use the AI, artificial intelligence. So like what people say that they were afraid that AI will take over their job. This particular line is very important. Is here to take over the job for those that are not ready. For those that are not ready to be in line or to learn how to use the AI elements. No, and that is what we are saying to our people that our students, 21st century educator, our educators must connected to how to use digital to engage our students for assessment. We must have online platform. We must have websites so that we can continue to engage our students after school hours. We can continue to make to carry out assessment. It is not compulsory we see our students before they can learn. It is not, for now, and that is what we are telling our teachers, the government, that it's not compulsory we see our students before they can learn. We can take them at any time, any moment. Learning can take place at any time using artificial intelligence. So we advise our educators, government, parents, not to misuse the artificial intelligence in a negative way. Let us try to use it in a positive manner. Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. I really love the fact also that chat the chat box is engaging. We are seeing different comments from different people. People are saying that AI is not compelling, it should be complementary. Someone is also emphasizing and reinforcing what Dr. Tajuddin is saying, that AI has not come to take over what teachers' jobs, but it's just going to help teachers and not take over from them. Thank you so much, everyone, for being active, and I hope we are all learning because my book is actually full. Dr. Lucien is back. Thank you, Dr. Lucien. Dr. Lucien Ngeze is from Tanzania, and she's also part of this panel session. So I hope you can hear me. Kindly just say hello if you can hear me, so I can go on with my question for you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Okay,
yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Thank you so much. I'm sure you were listening to Dr. Tajuddin, and there is one vital point that Dr. Tajuddin raised, which is the fact that AI, a lot of teachers, they've asked me the question even during webinars. We think AI is going to replace us. We think AI is going to take over our jobs and all that. So what do you really think? So with the whole increasing integration of AI, we can see that AI is doing magic. Let me just use that word. It's doing things that we cannot even can do. So do you see the role of the teacher evolving? Do you see the role of the teachers evolving? Do you think AI is going to take Why do you think AI is going to replace us? What do you really think about the roles of teachers, the evolution of the roles of teachers with the integration of AI?
All right, thank you so much. Right, I hope you can hear me now. So what I can say is basically on the use of AI as a tool for teachers and students all together. So in general, when you speak about AI, it's a technology that is coming into the classroom where it will more engage students and teachers all together. But we expect to bring about a lot of changes in the way we teach and the way we learn. But again, we hope the teacher will also have a role to play. It's not really going to replace the teacher as a teacher, but he will actually be given another role to play when in the classroom. For example, in this case, when we are integrating a number of technologies in the classroom, the teacher will become a facilitator. We'll be managing all the activities that have been done in the classroom, but again, he will also have a role to be able to engage the learners in terms of doing and completing all the tasks that are really given to students. So in this aspect, when we speak about AI, we speak about integrating a number of tools in the teaching and learning process. For example, teachers can also use AI today to be able to create what we call teaching resources. I can use ChatGPT, for example, to create lesson notes. I can create a lesson plan using AI again. I can also create visualizations or videos or animations, or create also images using AI. So as a teacher, you have a lot of opportunities to use AI to improve your teaching and learning. But at the same time, you will not be replaced because you will have another role that will be, you'll be entitled to be able to facilitate the sessions in the classroom. So while the AI is coming to perspective, you will have to lead the activity of ensuring that the learners are actually being are learning in a place that is really useful for them. But again, you'll also be required to promote critical thinking to the learners, because if they rely more on AI, their thinking might actually come down. And therefore, you as a teacher, you have to promote the use of AI productively and meaningfully in the process of learning and teaching altogether. So, for example, if you give activities to your students, ensure that you tell them not to rely more on the use of AI. They have to ensure that anything they get from AI, they have to check and ensure that the content is real, right? But again, they have to acknowledge that this content is not really my own, but it's part of the AI, product. Because otherwise, if they rely on AI on everything, we are worried that even their thinking will come down, even their writing skills will come down, and therefore the content will not really be theirs, but instead will be of AI. So the teacher has to direct the way of learning and how AI can really help these learners to be able to learn. So AI will help teachers be able to handle their routine tasks as well. But again, today with AI, you will be able to add the components like attendance in the classroom. The teacher will be able to track attendance based on the tools that are important in the classroom to ensure that the students can be able to follow the sessions well. But again, the teacher will be more focused on the process of learning, because AI will be able to help him or her in some aspects that would take a lot of time for him or her to be able to use in the classroom. And therefore, generally, for the teacher to navigate this landscape of AI in the classroom, in education, they will need some upskilling as well to ensure that they can be able to cope with the emerging technologies, especially in AI world, where AI literacy for them will be really very important, so that you keep upskilling yourself and learning about artificial intelligence, so that you see really how best you can be able to integrate it in your teaching and learning, and at the same time improve yourself on how best you can be able to use it to ensure that it helps you be able to save a lot of time that would otherwise be used in preparing, in delivering the lesson, and in completing assessment. So these are some of the aspects that we think are really very important for teachers to be able to engage in as they navigate the AI landscape. But at the same time, collaboration between the students and the teachers can also be enhanced depending on how the teachers are really integrating these tools in the classroom. For example, if you're using a number of AI tools, for example, maybe ChatGPT for creating images, as you introduce the application in the classroom, students will be more motivated to know how much more beyond what you're teaching them. And therefore, they become much more close to the teacher to be able to learn more of what they expected to be able to learn in the process. So generally, what I can say is that AI might complement teachers, but they are not really replaceable. What we need is that the teachers have to keep upskilling themselves so that they are coping with emerging technologies that will come in the classroom. But at the same time, even if we are bringing up robots in the classroom, the teacher will remain useful still and meaningful in the classroom, because that tool will actually be operated by the teacher. In fact, to be able to push the button of learning in the classroom. Therefore, AI will really be there, but the teachers will also be there. But they have to keep updating themselves and then learning more about AI, what is coming up, so that they can also be able to play their role in the process of teaching and learning. At the same time, help them be able to reduce the routine tasks that they have been doing of monitoring attendance, of collecting feedback, of and looking into assessment, while AI can also be able to help you be able to do all these activities today. So that's what I would like to share for this evening. Maybe we can wait to hear some feedback from other members on how best they think about AI and the teacher role in the classroom altogether. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And you can even go to the chat box and see that people are giving their own what can I say, contribution and supporting, reinforcing what you're saying. Thank you so much also, Chaparsen, for joining us. Chaparsen is from UK and also on the panel session. You've not really missed so much, and we still want to hear from you, we still want to learn from you. I hope you can hear me. Kindly unmute and say hello to the house if you can hear me, and so I can actually ask you that question. I would really love to ask you.
Sure, thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Chairperson. Okay, now we've talked about the fact that AI cannot replace teachers. We talked about the fact that AI is used to build productivity and different ways that AI can be used to ensure that the human element is not eradicated completely when it comes to using AI. So I'm going to ask that how can AI be used to leveraged to promote inclusion? So how can it be used to promote inclusion, especially for students with disabilities and even the students that are in underserved communities? You know, there's this digital divide that you can find in different parts, especially in Africa. So how can you use AI to be able to promote inclusion in education?
Hi, this is a question to me or everyone?
Yeah, the question is for you. So how can we use AI to promote inclusion in education? I hope you got the question.
Yeah, so first of my opinion will be AI cannot replace teachers as a human being. Because it's a machine. Machine doesn't know the context. Machine doesn't know what is happening in the classroom. So I don't think so AI can replace teachers. In my opinion, yes, AI can speed up some of the work. I repeat, means like I can say like some of the tedious work that teachers does. For example, lesson planning or something else like you need more means like tedious. You are involved in more tedious work, and there in this kind of situation, AI can speed up your procedure. For example, like you have make one lesson plan and you ask AI to replicate this kind of lesson plan for others, for your students. So AI can make your lesson plan very quickly, but you are there because as a teacher you are there to judge the content that AI is making, because as I said, like AI is not a human being. You are putting some context and it is making something depending on the context that you are giving to AI to replicate it. So you are the person to judge the content that AI is making, and sometimes that AI does mistake as well, just like human being as well. So you are the responsible of what I can say, like judging the context that AI is making. But I don't think so. As I said before, that AI cannot replace a teacher or human being, but it can speed up your work. For example, like we think like that. If we give calculator for calculating some math questions to the students will not be means like strong enough to does the calculation. So it's a myth. In UK, in London, we have some maths paper which is based on the calculation of the calculator. So it's a calculator based paper, and some math paper is there without the calculator. So just like in my opinion, it will be a complete myth that AI can replace human being. No, it's a machine. It can speed up your work as long as you are ethically using AI. So this is just I want to mention. Is there anything? I hope is clear. But if you have any question, you can ask to me. I'll be able to clear.
Okay, thank you so much, Apperson. Thank you very much. I love the fact that you're able to reiterate the fact that AI cannot replace us. And we are also the driving force behind technology. And we are coming to the end of this session, and we're going to be rounding up in the next 5 minutes. I'm going to be giving everybody a minute to just say something based on the topic. We're looking at AI education, AI in education. We are looking at preserving human agency in the world of education. And human agency, we're looking at creativity, collaboration, critical thinking, things that humans can do, and even inclusion. So I'm going to be asking everyone to tell us that what do you think? AI and education is evolving. So what are those key things? What are those key strategies? What are those key priorities? What are those things that we should do to ensure, to make sure that human agency remains at the forefront? Empathy, creativity, it needs to remain at the forefront even with technology. So I'm just giving everybody a minute, and I'm going to be starting with Shapasan. What are your final words, and how do you think we can ensure that human agency remains at the forefront even with the integration of AI in our classrooms?
As I told before, that no one can replace human being, because we have feelings, we have emotions, we have empathy that a machine doesn't have. So as I said, like, it can speed up your work in different ways as long as you are ethically using the system. But it cannot replace a human being. For example, like yes, human being does. They have done mistake. Even AI also does some mistake. But human being is there to rectify those mistake and make it those things according to the need of the user. So. So yes, I'm sure that everyone will be agree with me that the AI cannot replace a human being, and even the education we are getting as a classroom with the students and the teacher, the interactions between teacher and the students, that cannot be replaced by a machine. There is no doubt that human interactions is going to continue, even though like we are in the age of AI or robotics, but no one can't replace human being.
Okay, thank you so much. So I'm moving over to Dr. Tajuddin. Just 1 minute, and just let us know. Tell us what are the key strategies that we should be able to use to ensure that the human element is not eradicated, even when trying to integrate AI in our different classrooms.
Thank you so much. Thank God that we have educators here we have school administrator, government parastatals, and others. If you are a school owner here and you don't have any of artificial intelligence element in your school, you don't have computer, as a digital literacy, I advocate, I advise you to go and get it and learn how to use digital content to engage your students, to store your data, and make use of. You are in the era of digital. We're in the era of digital. Let's continue to encourage our students, advise the parents to support their world to get a digital computer so that they can learn about it. And I want to tell you that in Nigeria or in Africa, they have started using computer to do examination. You know, we call it here computer-based test, CBT, to write examinations. So before they are using paper and pencil, now it is computer. So I'm advised to everyone as a school owner and also as a digital literacy advocate that we should try to train our educators, educate our parents, and train the student on how to use digital content so that our students' academic achievement can be improved, assessment can also be improved, our method of teaching can also be improved. The era of traditional teaching method has gone, and it has been discovered as a researcher that the method is no more effective. Thank you.
Thank you so much. So you need to know that the traditional teaching method is no longer effective, actually. Okay, so let's move on to Dr. Lucien. Just your final words, and let's see one strategy on how we can ensure that we still have the human elements, even while trying to integrate AI in our classrooms.
Yeah, thank you so much. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
So I think, as the previous speaker said, the first thing is basically to provide training to the teachers, give AI literacy about how to use them in the classroom. But again, in the training, emphasize the use of AI while maintaining interactions among students so that human elements, human interaction, human agents remain intact in the classroom. But again, let the teachers focus on the use of AI as a tool that is really supporting them in the process of removing all the routine activities like grading, like assessment, like attendance, not on the key issues that really human interaction is really key in the process. So we need to ensure that the teachers are really decision makers who control how AI is being used, to what extent, how much AI is going to be integrated in the classroom, because it's really their duty to ensure that they remain a part of the lesson and ensure that the lesson is really moving forward. Even when the teachers are designing their learning activities, it's really important that they have to emphasize on activities that promote collaboration among students, discussions, or real-world problem solutions, ensuring that there is face-to-face interactions among the students in the classroom to ensure that the key teachers remain key in the process of teaching and learning. And again, of course, we need to encourage the teachers to be able to integrate AI, but again, to ensure that they help the learners to be able to ensure they take the most values of AI in the process, but they don't rely more on AI because some of the information that comes from AI is really not really relevant, it's not really correct. So they have to know that the content that they're sure using is not relevant in that context in some cases. It's really important to take ownership of the content, but again, ensure that there is also critical thinking that is being promoted as they progress throughout the process of learning and teaching in the classroom. So that's what I would like to share on top of that.
Okay, thank you so much. You can also go to the chat box to see people's comments, and I am so happy that everybody understands what we're talking about. The fact that AI in education is very important, but we cannot rule out the human interaction that is also needed to promote teaching and learning. So we've heard from our key experts. Thank you so much, Dr. Professor Tajuddin. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much, Dr. Lucien. Ikenze, thank you so much, Shafasan. Thank you so much, Benita Gang. I think she had to, I don't know, their network locked the house, but thank you so much because I can say that I myself have been able to learn a lot. And also, I'm very sure for every participant in here, for also because the engagement we can see on the group chats is obvious that everybody has one key takeaway to learn. So I'm also going to emphasize on my own point and tell you that as educators, AI is not going to replace you. First of all, and you also need to know that as you teach, you also need to put in the human element, creativity. You need to also emphasize, you need to communicate, you need to strive to build critical thinking, you need to collaborate, you need to really put in all these things, try to ensure that you're developing the soft skills in the lives of your learners, because this is what's going to really keep them in the corporate world and even as they integrate in the society. It's very, very vital at these soft skills. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me on this panel. Thank you so much for this session. I'm going to be handing over to Evans or Grace. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Light,
Thank
for
you.
taking us through this session. We are almost at the end of our program for today. We have our last program, that is this. We are going to have our last keynote speech from Dr. Rivera Virginia. Dr. Rivera Virginia is a social entrepreneur, a certified business coach, mentor, consultant, and a media proprietor with more than 20 years as corporate business leader. As the current president of WEP, that is the World Education Policy, she truly believes in the power of education to uplift and empower and prepare us for sustainable future. In 2023, she became part of the business conglomerate, that is P, whose group as vice president overseeing businesses and social initiatives, which include IIU, that is International Internship University, James International School, and the first Metro e-village in Kunda, India. In 2016, she co-founded the international NGO Via Emprendi Latina, whose mission is to provide free businesses and entrepreneurial education to all women and help them start their own businesses in order to attain their economic autonomy. More than 3,000 businesses founders have been assisted in starting and growing their businesses. That's so great. Since then, Virginia has established 4 different businesses programs under her broad Solopreneur and PR, USA, Peru, and very soon in India. She also created a financial literacy program for children between the age 4 and 8 years old called My First Lemonade Stand. Her motto has been education can break barriers, challenge inequalities, and create brighter and more equitable world. Her education, she holds Bachelor of Fine Arts, major in dance and dance therapy from Columbia College of Chicago, a postgraduate degree in culinary management from the Chicago Cooking Academy, MBA specialization in entrepreneurship and innovation from Singapore Business School, doctorate in philosophy and leadership on women's economy empowerment from Universidad de Puerto Rico, certified as a life coach with the International Coaching Federation, certified as a business leadership coach with the Universidad Anahud, Mexico. That is Spanish term, so pardon me for that. Certified as an entrepreneur mentor developer by Georgia Tech. Beloved, we want to welcome Virginia to take over and give us keynote address. Dr. Virginia, if you're around, kindly take over. Dr. Virginia, please, are you around? She came up earlier. I'm sure maybe she might have gotten some technical issues.
I'm trying to check if she's still on the call. Dr. Virginia, are you there? I think she
maybe the network dropped her because she was in here whilst the panel session was in progress.
She was here.
I think we've lost her.
I guess so. Dr. Virginia, are you there? Oh, I think we lost her.
We lost her, yes. I'm thinking so.
So we can just read the announcement.
Yeah, we
after the announcement. If Zahan, she can deliver, and if not,
all right.
Dr. can end the meeting for today.
Okay, so let's take announcement then. Grace, do you have an announcement for us?
Let me just quickly do that. I think Grace is also, I think network is really affecting almost everybody now. It's almost night. The three major announcements is very simple. Let me just do that. Number one, we'll continue from tomorrow where we stop. I'm very sure the program has been very, very impactful to everybody. We have some persons that join via YouTube. I know tomorrow is Saturday weekend. People will want to join more. The first announcement is that once you are not able to join, if the whole place is full, just go to the social media platforms. Some persons join via Twitter, some persons join via YouTube. You will be able to join as much as possible. I think we have Dr. Virginia here now. Dr. Virginia, are you there now? Dr. Virginia, are you there? Can you hear us? Dr. Virginia, can you hear us, please?
She's muted. Please, can you unmute yourself, Dr. Virginia?
Hello. Hi, how are you? Okay,
right.
great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. I'm in the car, so I apologize, but I'm going to another work engagement. I'm sorry that I had to leave, but I definitely want to say a few words, especially after everything that we've heard today and being part and being the president of World Education Policy. It is really starting, we need to start to really shift the way we think about education. Not too long ago, I offered a presentation on AI and the road to personalized learning. And I think that one of the things that have changed completely is that now we can address people's needs, students' needs, adults' needs, something that we couldn't do before. Before education was just catering to those that understood the material. It was an education that we all needed to fit in one box, in one system. And thanks to the advancements of AI and most importantly, technology, this has changed. As we examine the current state of global education, and I have to say that I've been doing research with over 100 different educational policies from around the world, it becomes really clear that we still face a lot of challenges. We know that more than 280 million children remain out of school. And those who do attend often lack the basic literacy and the access to quality education. It's still very great that they have the opportunity to at least have some semblance of education, but we know that it's not the quality education they're going to need in order to succeed. Okay, 1 second. We have an emergency. Sorry. So I am in San Juan, Puerto Rico, and right now there's a fire, a big fire in our area.
Oh, so
So I'm
sorry
gonna
to hear.
no, yeah. So if you're gonna hear a lot of, I want to address the disparities in the access to education and quality education, because I think that this is precisely where we are, we're at fault. We all know about the SDGs, and we all understand that SDG number 4 is about access to quality education. The truth is that we haven't moved that needle yet. And I think we've heard it time and time again. We have done some progress, but the disparities are still there. And this inequity is not just one statistic. It represents lost potential and a lot of unfulfilled opportunities. To address these challenges, we must acknowledge the need for a paradigm shift in our approach to education, how we think about it. Traditional education models are often super inadequate right now. They meet just the necessities or the minimum, but we really need to move toward a capacity building and a systematic reform, one that can truly improve learning and making sure that our outcomes improve on a global scale, not just in some countries. Our first keynote speaker gave us some staggering statistics about Africa. Some really wonderful things about Africa. The youth is their number one, I would say, asset at this moment. The energy, the wanting to work, wanting to do more. And how can we continue to foster and help this type of energy and this humongous asset that will not only impact Africa, but it will impact the entire world. But this requires for us to rethink how we deliver education, ensuring that it's relevant, it's engaging, and most of all, it's accessible. Equity and inclusion must be at the forefront of all of our efforts. Education is a fundamental human right. And we must work tirelessly to ensure that every child, but also any individual, because maybe as a child they didn't have the opportunity, but they may want to do it as they grow, regardless of their background, has access to quality education. Culturally responsive teaching, targeted interventions, and flexible learning environments are essential strategies that can promote inclusivity, and they can help close these achievement gaps. But we know that this isn't a perfect world. We live in a realistic world where classrooms are sometimes not exactly the classrooms that we would need in order to produce the environment for learning. Nonetheless, we have students that want to learn, and we have educators that want to teach. We also know that technology plays a vital role in bridging these gaps. It can expand access to educational resources, provide personalized learning, which is what I was talking about before, and it can support collaboration among students and educators around the world. By harnessing this power of technology, we can actually create inclusive and supportive learning. Those assistive technologies that we're all particular now using, these can ensure that students with disabilities have the tools they need to succeed. We've always thought of students with disabilities that put them in a special class, in a special room, in a special place. The truth is that they should have access to quality education that will meet them where they're at and will cover their needs. Now it's my time, and this is what I do at World Education Policy, is to call upon all stakeholders involved in education: educators, policymakers, community leaders, and the private sector. We each play an important role in fostering a more equitable and effective educational landscape. I'm going to talk to you educators that are listening to me. I encourage you to embrace innovative teaching and invest in professional development. I want to say something that's really, really important. As we've done many, many studies and we've been researching, we've realized that there's another component to a new component in our challenge. A lot of teachers have become edupreneurs. A lot of teachers have become influencers. A lot of teachers at this point are dividing their time participating in presentations online, receiving awards, taking time out of their lesson planning in order to become an influencer in education. This is not a bad thing, but definitely it cannot take importance over an actual educational environment. And this is something that we're seeing time and time again. We see teachers with 50, 60, 70 awards. This means that they had to participate in 60, 50, 70 presentations. And we've seen a detriment in the quality of education for a lot of the students where this is prevalent. This is not prevalent everywhere, but we have seen in some countries. So let's continue to think about how can we continue to develop ourselves in our professional development, but also how not to lose the importance of a quality education and really preparing these lessons. My conversation is now with policymakers. We need to prioritize education in national budgets and create policies that ensure equitable access to quality education for everyone. Community leaders engage with schools to support local initiatives and foster partnerships. And to the private sector, those companies that will be hiring the workforce in the 21st century, you need to collaborate with educational institutions to provide technology and the expertise that can empower our learners. As we envision the future of global education, we dream of systems that are inclusive and they're equitable, where every child has access to quality education tailored to their unique needs. We see innovative learning environments that leverage technology and promote collaboration, creativity, and critical thinking. We all aspire to cultivate a culture of lifelong learning. It's just not when you graduate from high school or you graduate from college or university. We need to continue to update and actualize. We all know with technology, things become obsolete in 6 months. Lifelong learning is the key, where all of our individuals are empowered to develop their skills throughout their lives. And finally, we envision a world where global collaboration transcends borders, allowing us to share knowledge and best practices in our collective pursuit of better learning outcomes. In closing, let us commit to these actions and embrace this vision. At World Education Policy, we believe that together we have the power to transform education, empower individuals, and create a more just and equitable society for all. I want to thank every single one of you that goes out every single day to provide the best education possible. Thanks to you, we know that we have a bright future ahead. The challenges we definitely can navigate together. Thank you all for your attention and your dedication to this vital cause. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Virginia.
Thank you.
For this insightful information given, although you are quite busy. We thank you for making this time to talk to us and to brief us. But I like one thing that you said, we should focus on our own development, and then we should focus on making better impacts in our children or in our educational setup. Thank you so much. We are grateful to have you today.
Thank you.
Right, we'll take the announcement and then we'll bring today's program to an end.
Okay, quickly, just in 1 minute, just to end up the announcement. Tomorrow is another session. For those of us that have not registered, I know some persons get this link via by a friend or something. If you have not registered for this, you may not be able to get what's it called, you may not be able to get the materials. So to be able to get the materials, I'm gonna for those who have not registered for this conference that are just joining, just go through this form now and then register so that your email can be added to the database. Mail should be sent tonight. So you get the record for the record, you get the recordings for those that have asked for it. You get all the recordings, all the slides, the PowerPoint presentations. You also get other materials that have been sent by the facilitators and everyone. So please make sure that you are registered. And then additionally, once you register, there is a WhatsApp link that will be joined so that you can join that WhatsApp link and get updates. Tomorrow's session by 10 o'clock in the morning, Nigerian time, West African time. We want you to network. We are going to create a group, a room for networking, because we believe that programs like this should not come and go without you meeting 2 or 3, 4 persons. So it's important that you meet. So we're going to create room for networking. So in the morning, what we're only coming to do is, I'm so, you are so. This is my school. This is your school. This is what I do. These are the projects I'm looking at. These are the educational initiative I'm looking at. So so that you can learn and from one another and collaborate. That will be happening in the morning. And then, of course, in the evening, we are going to be having the day 2 session. Under the day 2, it's going to be powerful again. We are going to have 2 keynote sessions. Again, we are going to have Professor Marcel from UK, and of course, Dr. Bankinin from Azerbaijan. They'll be delivering keynote sessions. We're going to have another panel session. Dr. Gonde, Dr. Viviana, Professor Dr. Siam, and others will be in the panel session. Then, interestingly, we are going to be having a workshop session. 2 workshop sessions. We are going to be having breakout room again. We are going to have 2 workshop sessions. One will be fully on AI, powered by AI Teacher. Is an AI educational consulting firm and an organization. Also, we are going to be having digital transformation strategies powered by School Board. So we are going to be having 2 breakout sessions again tomorrow. And of course, tomorrow we are going to be launching the Global Education Project. And the Global Education Project is called Digital Transformation 2025. And in that project, we want to raise 500 volunteers who will be going to our communities to train teachers. Because some of the things we have said is that we need to train ourselves on the use of AI and of course digital tools. So for the project, we need 500 volunteer teachers, and those 500 volunteer teachers will be trained. There will be special training. We have partners on ground that will be training you on digital tools. Once you have been trained, you're also going to be sent out to communities to train additional 500 teachers. So in total, I will be empowering 25,000 teachers across the globe on digital tools. So it's going to be a massive project. We'll be launching that tomorrow, God willing. So we want you to stick ahead. And then, of course, there have been various. How do we join? Please ensure that you like all the social media platforms. It has been sent on the chat. Go ahead now. And of course, we want you to talk about this summit. Those that have not joined today, let them join tomorrow. Go to the social media platform on LinkedIn. We have tag us there, and of course, talk about the conference, what you have learned today. And then for those people that are saying they need a certificate for the conference, we are going to pass information tomorrow about how to access the certificate for the conference. It's part of the registration details. Some of you have showed interest. We are going to get, of course, to you. On that note, I want to say a very big thank you to everyone. I think the host will now call Dr. Patricia Gonde to close the meeting for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the information given us. That means tomorrow we have 3 sections to go with: the morning, the afternoon, and then the evening. And I'm sure each of these sections you wouldn't want to lose or mix them. Get ready for more insightful information to support your teaching, your work as an administrator, or your work as a teacher. So, Dr. Gonde, can you close the section for us?
Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning, and in some parts of the world, to all the speakers, to all our esteemed guests. I hope I'm loud and clear. Am I clear?
Yes.
Okay. I would like to say thank you so much, Emerald Education Concept and Services, for giving me this opportunity to close this Global Education Summit. So we have come to the conclusion of this Enriching Global Education Summit. Yes, we are hearing from different speakers from all across the globe, and I hope we have all quenched our thirst as we were drinking from their cups of wisdom. And it is a privilege to gather with such a distinguished group of educators, innovators, thought leaders, and my friend there, Virginia Rivera. Thank you so much for that moving speech. I think today we have discussed about different topics, the transformative power of artificial in education. We have shared inspiring stories, successes and stories, and we have engaged in insightful discussions on the challenges and opportunities that we as educators sometimes face and what solutions we have. And we have collectively envisioned a future where education is a human right, where education should be accessible, where education should be equitable, and where education should be personalized for every learner, like what the former speaker has alluded as well. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to all our speakers today, our key speakers, our panelists, our moderators, our hosts and our co-hosts, Emerald Education Concept Director Odusanya Olalekani. I know Gracie Rungu. I know all those who are online today. Thank you so much for gracing this occasion. And to all our speakers, your expertise and insights have enriched our understanding and inspired us to strive even to greater heights as educators. I am an educator myself. I would like also to say thank you so much, everyone who was here, and our esteemed participants. Thank you for your active engagement, and your passion for education is truly inspiring. You have been online for so many hours listening to our educators. So as we leave today for this summit, I would like all of us to carry the knowledge and inspiration that we have gained today, especially to our respective communities that we belong to, because if we don't share the knowledge that we had today, then we haven't learned anything. So let us continue to create a brighter future for education and empower the next generation of learners. And we must also remember that education is not just about imparting knowledge. It is about nurturing that curiosity that our learners should have. It is about fostering critical thinking. I know some of the speakers have already said, and igniting a lifelong passion for learning. So let us reaffirm our commitment together as educators to make education to be the cornerstone and a key that unlocks a brighter future for all in humanity. I know this quote has been said and said, as Nelson Mandela said, education is the weapon that we can use to change the world. Thank you so much, everyone. Over to you, our moderator.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gunde, for closing the section with us. And we thank everybody for coming on board. So we'll meet, God willing, tomorrow. Let's all come and then spread the good news for all those who are unable to join us today. They can join us, God willing, tomorrow. Thanks so much for coming.